Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining. We're going to give a few moments for others to join, and then we'll get started. Hello, everybody. We're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Zachary Gurr. I'm a basic needs coordinator here at CSU Stanislaus for the basic needs program. That consists of the food pantry, the food distribution, the CalFresh program, and the campus cares. Today, I'm going to be going over a CalFresh application. So thank you for your time and joining us for this CalFresh Apply Now. I'm going to share my screen. So we're going to start off by navigating to how to get to our CSU Stanislaus website. So you'd go to Google, and then you would just type in CSU Stanislaus. Click on Stanislaus. And then at the top of your screen, you'll see the A to Z directory. You'll click on A to Z directory. And then we'll go to B's for basic needs. And on the first line, you'll see basic needs. We'll click that link. And then we'll scroll down to CalFresh. You can either click here for learn more, or you can also click CalFresh on the side right here. Then you'll scroll down and you'll see how do I apply. Then you can click apply now. And that'll take you to the CalFresh page that we'll be using. For this webinar, I am going to be using a demo. So yours will look different, but just follow along. I'm going to walk through the CalFresh application. Keep in mind that you may be answering questions differently than I do, and so your application will not look exactly like mine, or it may depending on your answers. So from this page, you'll click on Apply Now. And this is just going to give you some background of how CalFresh works. So first, it'll tell you that you're going to submit an application, which will take about 10 to 15 minutes. And then you'll have to submit proof for your situation. This includes your ID, pay stubs, rent, receipts. And you can do this during your application, or you can come back to this website and turn those in on this website as well. Then you'll get a phone interview from your county worker. It'll take about 30 minutes. And if you get approved, you'll be sent an EBT card with your money for groceries within 30 days. Then you'll go ahead and click Get Started on the bottom of the page. Then it starts off like this. It says, let's start with some basic information. It tells you that the application will take 10 minutes. You just press continue. So the first part of the application is asking what your zip code is. This is if where your county is, what county will receive your application. So you'll just type in your zip code. I'm going to use Turlock's for the university. And then the next question is, how many people do you regularly purchase and prepare food with, including yourself? And then it says, if you live with them, you must include children under 22, spouses, and parents. Do not include roommates unless you buy and prepare more than half of your meals together with them. If you're not sure what this means, you can click on this option right here, and it gives you a breakdown of who you would include or wouldn't include on your list of people on the application. Once you determine that, you'll click this, and you can do just yourself or 12 people. If you're living in the dorms or you're living with roommates off campus and you don't prepare meals with them, then you would put just yourself. If you're living with your parents and you're older than 22, then you would also just put yourself. This question is asking if you applied before. So have you applied for CalFresh in the last year or so? I'm going to mark yes. If you've applied in the past within the last year, then you're going to mark no. This is just telling me that I'm on the demo site. So then it's going to say, we'll start an application for one person in Stanislaus County. Make sure that this is correct before you continue so that your application is sent to the correct county. And then it says, as we go through, we'll also let you know if you may likely not be eligible. Note, we are not Stanislaus County. This web service is run by a nonprofit organization contracted by state of California to help people apply for CalFresh. This is saying that this website will send your application to the county. The next step is for special cases for the people on your application. If it's just you, there's going to be information about yourself. So the first question, do you get supplemental security income? This is different from Social Security retirement benefits. It's different from Social Security disability insurance, and it's different from state disability insurance. So you'll click yes or no, whatever's appropriate for your situation. And then this question is, are you 60 or older or getting disability benefits? Just mark whatever's appropriate for your situation. And this question is everyone on the application a U.S. citizen? Most immigrants can still be eligible for CalFresh. You're going to mark whatever is appropriate for your situation and move forward. Let's see. If you're not a U.S. citizen or lawful permanent resident, you can email basic needs at csusend.edu, and that's BASICNEED at csusend.edu, and we can get you into contact of other resources for food. Now this next question is, are you a college student? This includes students who are enrolled half-time or more. Also includes students at vocational or graduate schools. You mark whatever is appropriate for you. Then it brings you to these questions. It's going to ask for your student eligibility. So select any that describe your situation. And I'll go through each of these with you. The first one, I'm enrolled less than half time. The second one, on average, I work 20 or more hours a week. The third one, I am approved for work study. Next one is, I receive a Cal Grant A or B. I have a child 12 or younger. I'm under 18 or over 49 years old. I won't be in school next term. I have a disability. I receive AB 12, AB 212, am in EOP or EOPS, or in another resource or employment program that qualifies me for CalFresh, or none of the above. And you can also click this, it breaks down more for you. And then, do you live in on-campus housing? You'll mark yes or no. If you mark yes, there may be a pop-up that asks, are you on a meal plan that covers 11 or more meals a week? So answer accordingly to your situation. If you mark no, it's just going to move on to the next question. Do you live with your parents? If you mark yes, it's going to ask you, are you under 22 years old? So answer that to your situation. And then if it's not, so you're going to say no, I do not live with my parents. And then you press continue. I have to mark one of those, move forward. And then the next question, now let's check if you meet the CalFresh income requirements. If you have them, please take a moment to find these documents from the last 30 days. So they're going to ask for your last 30 days pay stubs or paychecks. And then you can refer to those when you're completing these questions. Do you have a job? Make sure to include self-employed work. Do not include work study. And there's also a COVID reminder. If you still have a job but aren't currently working, answer yes. You'll be able to explain your situation to your county worker when they call. So I'll mark yes. And then this is asking, in the past 30 days, did you have income from freelance, independent contractor, or self-employed work? These include things like driving for Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, or run your own business, or have an online store, work as a barber, a dog walker, or any independent service provider. Answer accordingly. And then, have you lost your job in the last 30 days? You'd mark yes or no. And then this is asking, in total, how many jobs do you have? So you can select 1 up to 12. If you select 2 or 3 and you have 2 or 3 jobs, when you get to the next question, it's going to ask you for your exact amounts. You're not going to be able to break down each job individually, so you're going to have to combine your incomes from both the jobs, and you can provide an exact amount from your last 30 days or your hourly wage, or you can even apply an estimate if you don't have your pay stubs readily available. I'll put an estimate. So in the last 30 days, how much money did you get from working before taxes? So this is going to be before any of your taxes are taken out. This will be your gross income. So you'll type in however much money you made for the month. Then they're going to ask you a little bit more. Tell us about how much you'll earn going forward. Include money from freelance, self-employed, or independent contractor jobs. It says, you told us that you earn X amount in this last 30 days. Do you think you'll make less money this month? So you'll answer either yes or no, whatever your situation is. If you mark yes, it's going to ask you, in the next 30 days, how much money will you make from jobs before taxes? And it could be an estimate or a guess. If no, mark no. And then there's also a box that you can provide more information that you'd like to share with the county worker. So it says, is there anything else you'd like to share about this? And you can click in here and type whatever you'd like. And once you've done that, you can press continue. Let's ask you this. Do you get any money from other sources? Do not include financial aid. And they'll give you some examples. So unemployment, Social Security, state disability, child support, alimony, military, VA benefits, workman's comp, pensions, or monetary gifts. So then you'll answer whatever applies to you. And then the next question is, do you pay for court-ordered child support? This question is asking, how much money do you have on hand? This includes any cash or money in checkings or savings accounts. This will not affect Your benefit amount is only used to see if you qualify for expedited service. If you have 0, then you don't have to put anything. Then it'll do a review of what you had told them. So if your numbers look accurate from your income and the money you have on hand, you would say this looks correct. If it's not correct, you can click on change my answers and it'll take you back to the questions. It says you may be likely eligible for CalFresh. Press continue. Next, let's make sure you get all your expenses and deductions. We want to give you the highest chance of getting CalFresh and the biggest benefit amount you qualify for. We'll also use this info to see if you qualify for expedited service, which gives you your county 3 days to process your application. So you'll press continue. This question is going to ask about your rent or mortgage every month. If you live with roommates who aren't applying with you, only include how much you would be paying. Just put a random number. The next question is asked for how much utilities you pay for. So if you pay for your cell phone or landline, your heating, cooling, water, sewage, garbage, or none of the above. And it will make you select one of these, and then you press continue. Do you pay for child or dependent care? For example, babysitter, daycare, after school care, adult daycare, or summer camps. Then it's asks you a review again of your rent or mortgage and your utilities. If it's correct, you'll click this looks correct. If it's not, you can change your answers by clicking change my answers. We look at your expenses to help you get the largest benefit amount. Let's get the rest of the info we need to submit your application. So you'll click continue. And then they're asked a little bit more information for your application. They're going to ask about where you live and how to best contact you and who you are. Press continue. And then you'll have to start typing in your information, your first name, your last name. So go ahead and start typing. And then you can put a different last name if you prefer, or a first name if you prefer a different first name to be used. Then you'll put in your birth date. And then it'll ask you what is your sex. We regret that this question is limited. There are only options currently allowed on the CalFresh application. So you'll select whatever one applies to yourself. And then what is your social security number? You don't have to put it in, but it's highly recommended. It says if you have one, we strongly recommend including it here. Your CalFresh office uses it to make sure your application isn't confused with somebody else's. So if you have it, it's highly recommended to put your social security in there. Once you've done that, it'll ask for more information on how to contact you. You'll be providing your phone number, your email address, and also what language you prefer. So I will put the basic needs phone number. If you ever have any questions, you can call that number and we can talk on the phone about your concerns. I'll also put the basic needs email. Feel free to take note of it and write it down if you'd like. And feel free to email anytime with any of your questions. Then you can put your language, English. There's different options. Once you write all your information in there, you will press continue. This asks you what your current living situation looks like. So you'll select all that apply. You can press I rent to own, I stay on campus, I'm temporarily staying with friends or family, I stay in my car, I stay in a shelter, I stay outside, or other. You can select more than one. And then you can provide your school. So I'll put in CSU Stanislaus. And then you have to put your address. I'm going to use the university's address. Put the city that you live in. Also the zip code. And then ask you this question: is this the best address for you to receive mail for the next 3 months? If you are living in the dorms and you move back home and you plan on moving back to the dorms, you can put the dorm address. If you are staying somewhere else in an apartment and you're moving back home and you plan on being at home for a while and not moving back to that apartment, you should put the address that you're going to primarily be at. If you have a P.O. box, you can put in a different address. It's whatever is your situation. And I'm going to say, yes, I send mail there. And this going to ask you again about your household information. So how many people live in your household. It gives you a breakdown of what was on the beginning of the application. So some specific situations to be aware of. If you are married and live with your spouse, you need to include them. If you are under 22 and live with your parents, you need to include them. If you have kids and are living together with the other parent, you have to include both the other parent and your children, even if you are separated. And it gives you yourself to 12 people. You'll press continue. And then as the next step, you'll need to do 30-minute interview with your county. So this is where you're going to type out your name and actually you're going to have to do a time preference. My apologies. So this question is if you have classes and you know that you have class on a certain day, then don't put the time that you have classes. So whatever you have available during the week, Monday through Friday, typically available. It's very important for you to get this, to answer this call. It might be from a private number or a county number or a random number that you don't recognize. So it's important that you answer those calls and put a time that you typically have free during the week so that you're able to answer the call from the county. And you can put between 8 and 5. And then this question is, would you like to get CalFresh reminders throughout the process? You can get email reminders. You can get text message reminders. And this is going to break down the key steps and ways to submit your required documents. This reminder is going to come straight from this website and not your county. So I'll press email me. And you can do both or you can just do one. And then it's going to make sure that your contact information is correct. So it'll make sure this is correct. And if it is, you'll continue. And then this question is asking, do you want to designate someone to help you with your CalFresh application or benefits? You can allow a helper to do any or all of the following: be an authorized representative on your application, spend your CalFresh benefits, or speak to the county about your application. Mark whatever one you prefer. And then it says, is there anything else you'd like us to know about your situation? This is where you can provide information like you received your Cal Grant A or B, your work study, you're part of EOP, you're attending Stanislaus or whatever, any university, half-time or more, full-time. And you can type in whatever you'd like the county worker to know specifically about your situation. Once you've done that, then you can continue on. And there will be the legal stuff. So you have to scroll through this and read about the summary of this whole application process. I'll give you all a moment to scroll through and read it so that you know what you are agreeing to. And once you've read all of this, you click I agree. And then continue. And then the next part is type your full legal name here to sign this application. By entering your name, you agree that you want to apply for CalFresh, that you have been honest on this application, and that you have read and agreed to the terms on the previous page. So then you type your name here. And then you press sign and submit application. Once you sign your application, it's going to give you a reminder of the submitted proofs that you may need. So based on your answers, you will need a copy of your ID, all of your pay stubs from the last 30 days, proof of your housing expenses, a copy of your financial aid award letter, and a copy of your class schedule. Here, you could if you have your documents on hand, you could submit proof right away. If not, you can gather your information and you can submit proof later by taking, on this website, you can take pictures and upload them on the website. You can upload PDFs, JPEGs, scanned papers, as long as it's clear and it has your name. If you are submitting proof today with us, go ahead and do it now. I'm going to move forward. If you have to do it in the future, just know that you can come back to this website and upload your documents after you've taken clear pictures or copies of them. I'm going to click submit proof later. And this asks you, do you want to register to vote? You can answer however you'd like. You can press yes for more information, or no, you're already registered, or no, you don't want to register. So once you've answered that question, it's going to give you your successfully submitted page, and they're going to give you the date of your submission. Keep in mind of this date, you will have about 30 days to get all of your information in, talk to your county worker, and it also gives you what to expect next. So some following steps are going to be, your county may call you or mail you a notice if they need more information. The county will send you a letter in the mail. You'll get a packet in the mail from the county. And then in some cases, you might need to send your county more or different documents. So you can upload those on this website as well. And then you can submit feedback and you're done. So if you want to submit documents later, you would come back to this website and you can scroll down and submit documents. And then you just follow the prompts to submit those documents. With that being said, that concludes the CalFresh application process. If you have any questions or concerns, feel free to ask them in the chat or email basicneeds@csustan.edu. That's basicneedstan@csustan.edu. Thank you for joining us today. I'm excited that you all joined, and I hope this was useful for you. And if you have any concerns or questions, we will email us and we will get back to you as soon as we can. And that concludes our webinar.